On January 30th, 2021, Anonymous wrote, "Crappy motion controls and a massively gimmicky style. No skill needed to progress. Being a pay-to-win whale is all that's required. Matter of fact, no skill needed. Period. Online mode. Pit you against non-human bots half the time. Pay $39.99 for a familiar face. Gameplay so boring, people only play for the costumes. Don't worry, we'll fix it in the next update. The definition of a casual game. We'll most likely see new installments done in this style, due to how much money it makes for the Nintendo Empire. Mario Kart Tour was a mistake, lads. Pick unrelated." Okay, so I kind of just wanted to keep doing this whole Soul Calibur 2 narrator voice, so let's give it a go. Excitebots Trick Racing, known in Japan as Excite Mao Machine, is a racing game published by Nintendo for the Wii video game console. Developed by Monster Games. It's the fourth game in the Excite series, and the sequel to Excite Truck. Excitebots was released on April 20th, 2009, in 2009 in North America. Excitebots features animal-themed robot vehicles and short minigames during racing, such as pie throwing, bowling, and soccer. The game could be bought packaged with or without the Wii wheel, similar to Mario Kart Wii. Despite a positive reception from critics, the game was never available in stores outside North America. Nintendo Australia's Managing Director Rose Lappin has said that Excitebots will not be seeing an Australian release due to lack of interest. However, Japanese Club Nintendo members were able to exchange points for a copy starting from over 2 years after the original release date. A fifth game in the series, Excitebike World Rally, was released in November 2009 for WiiWare. Excitebots is controlled with the Wii Remote horizontally, optionally with the Wii Wheel. I'm giggling. This narrator voice. Most of the games can be played on courses large in size, with many opportunities to take meandering paths. The 25 different courses offered are modeled after real locations on Earth. Because of the size of each course, most races are 2 laps long and offer opportunities to gain massive altitude, perform various maneuvers, and obtain various items. Each race is scored on a grading system from S to D, with D being the lowest score and S being Soul Calibur 2. In order to obtain a higher score, players must perform various tricks, stunts, complete minigames, and finish the race before other bots. Each of these tricks yield stars, which are used to determine how well the player did during the race. The more stars the player has when finishing the crossing line, the better score they will receive. Examples of some of the methods to obtain stars are gaining extreme altitude from jumping off inclined terrain, smashing into other bots during high speed, altering the terrain ahead and sending leading bots skyward, ramming into bowling pins, getting various offensive items, and using them strategically, i.e., bombs, hammers, and swinging on bars, including a mandatory red bar in each course. Multiplayer. Excitebots features 6-player online multiplayer via the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, as well as local split-screen 2-player racing. Online gameplay modes include 6-player Excite races, as well as poker races, which can be played anonymously or with friends, using Nintendo's friend code system. During online play, players are able to place bets. I gotta make sure I gotta do that voice. That's how the Soul Calibur narrator is. He's such a dork sometimes. On themselves with swords. With in-game tokens that can be exchanged for fallen comrades. Unlike its predecessor, Excitebots does not support the ability to play custom music from an SD card. Alright, so this is going to be the last part I'm going to record. Excitebots. Play modes. Excitebots features many game models that can be played. Excite Race, the game's main mode of gameplay. In this mode, players race on the many tracks available for racing and attempt to get the highest score possible. Super Excite, a more difficult version of Excite Race, which have a higher star requirement to pass each track. The CPU bots are more difficult and more intelligent during races. Super Excite also features a hidden course not featured in Excite Race. That's Crystal Cup Nebula. It's a pretty good stage. Really good place to farm some points if you're skilled enough. Mirror Excite. Tracks this time are mirrored, and the CPU robots are even tougher than before. This mode is unlocked after getting a perfect score on Super Excite. Okay, not a perfect score, getting S ranks. There's a difference. Perfect score, I don't even know what a perfect score is. The amount of the skill ceiling for Excitebots Trick Racing is insane. I'm just gonna plug Top Star Racer right here. He just knows absurd ways to just acquire points. Alright, back to this. Poker Race. Players collect poker cards placed on the track, which are set up at certain points, and trying to make the best hand before exchanging the cards for another hand, all the while racing with the other bots. Best mode. I'm gonna be real. Like, this game taught me how poker hands works. Minigames. Excitebots has 10 minigames in which players will complete several challenges, Wikipedia, such as dart throwing, bowling, or gliding while trying to gain as much stars to achieve a higher score. This mode can be played on local multiplayer as well. Honestly, this is the weakest mode. The star requirement's way too insane. You basically hit, it's basically like Sonic Adventure 2 A rank missions. Though I will say that since there's like less of them, it's not as bad, but it's pretty bad. Like, it's really demanding. All you get are just like some icons, so I wouldn't bother unless you're a completionist. Players were also able to play with up to 5 other people online with the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. Options exist after each race to save replays and ghosts, and send them to other Wii consoles including their own, and attach awards to the ghost challenges. With the discontinuation of Nintendo WFC, playing online is still possible using WMFC. It's true. Like, if you ever heard of like Wii WMFC or Wii MMFC, it is possible. It is still possible to play Excitebots online using either a natural Wii or your or Dolphin. Actually, yeah, you. That's actually how I play nowadays. I play via Dolphin. It's really great. The only problem is that it still has an absurdly low fan base, a low player base, so it's very hard to get matches going unless we like organize events or until I learn like every single way to play Excitebots online. I have the methods, but like I'm still very much on the fence of actually using those methods just because it's file sharing. So I'd rather teach people, and to do that I actually have to reteach myself several times over. So if you ever wanted to play Excitebots, hit me up. Yeah, I can teach you everything you need to know. All you need is a Wii console, like a standard Wii console, the one that the original model, not the Wii Mini or anything like that. And you have to be okay with home brewing. That's basically it. Like, other than that, I think you guys can handle it yourself as long as I can teach you. Yeah. I'd love to have more Excitebots players. Yeah. That's my shameless plug for Excitebots Trick Racing. Anyway, hope you have a good November Fool's Day, everybody. Later.